What is up, guys? This is JS Games. It's time to do an unboxing video. If you guys don't know that, this is the very first video that you see me with a new face cam. It's called Elgato face cam. You will see the picture to the left, like what current camera I'm using. So this is the very first video just to record to my new face cam. Hope you guys enjoy this one. So I'm going to be unboxing two controllers. So the controller I'll be unboxing is a Legacy 16 wire controller. Now this is pretty similar to the Hori controller. I'll put the pictures and also the one with the replica. But I heard the replica wasn't as good as the Hori one. Yeah, I never owned the Hori digital controller because when I checked do eBay stuff, they're expensive especially as heck. So I didn't get just to get the Hori one, and also I didn't get the replica one, like, which is no local, like the different one, like, because I heard like the D-pad and also the one with the third party wasn't as good as the Hori one. Now the main difference is like this controller, there's no like a Z button to the top over there compared to the previously the Hori controller. Okay, I'll just see over here. Now unlike my previous face cam, you guys could see it really good. I'll go ahead and just let focus over here. There you go. Now you guys can see it because compared to my previous face cam, you guys couldn't read this one. So, okay. Hey, I'm gonna let it focus. Okay, it's not focusing properly, so it's gonna take some time to focus. All right, so you see over here. All right, next controller. I'll be, and the next controller is, the more I've been waiting for. It looks pretty similar, but I had to say the Big Six of Sega Genesis. Now, this is the one I was looking forward to try this controller. I heard some negatives about, because of the D-pad, like, it's not as good as the original Genesis, but at this point, when I was playing the Genesis for Retrobit, I have no issues with Retrobit. So, I've been looking forward for this for quite some time. Like, they did a really good job of this. Like, it's compatibility and stuff. Let me go see. You guys can see it properly. We see where we're just like Genesis and that one. No, this is not a replacement to the other Genesis controller because I heard they might bring it back with version 2, but I heard this is a version 2 version. So, okay, just over here. Now, unlike the previous Genesis controllers, like, it does not come with a cool box, which is kind of disappointing. So they changed the box of this one. That's my disappointment at that one. Let's see, capable. Okay, you guys can see. Okay, there you go. Now you guys can see it. Like the box of stuff. That's the difference. Is you guys can compare it to my Logitech C922. All right. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and just unbox this controller and get the controller feel, and I will test out those controllers. Now, to give you guys an announcement that Game Boy just came out, including Game Boy Advance on Nintendo Switch. After I was watching Nintendo Direct and I was streaming the Nintendo Direct, you guys have not seen my Twitch channel. They finally put some Game Boy games on Nintendo Switch. Hopefully there'll be more feature gaming like in the future. Alright, so it's taking some time just to open this one, so I have to be careful not to break this box because I still wish they just make a good box, like comes with carry cases, just like they did, the previous Genesis controllers. Couldn't Sega Saturn. Right, move this. Yeah, a disappointing box. Okay. Alright, let me go ahead and just open this one. So we'll take some time just to open this. Yeah, the 10 feet is the best in my opinion. Like, here's the GameCube port. I decided to go to the black color because I figure right now it's like the black controller. Now the only difference between the Hori pad, the replica one, they added extra buttons like L and R, similar to like the Super Nintendo like Nintendo Switch controller. And here's the like the like the instructions, like it shows you how to do this. Okay, it's not focusing properly. Kind of focus, but let's see. I like how they showed this one. It's just so awesome. Okay, it's not focused properly, but I tried. Alright, let me go just fill the controller. I noticed the difference. Like they had no triggers. Like those triangles they have. They did the same thing like I did to a box. I did to Legacy 16, like the Super Nintendo one with analogs and stuff. Yeah, I noticed the triangles are not here. The turbo in this one. Okay, so I never tried the Hori one, so I can't compare this one. They don't feel kind of the same, but it's actually not bad. The textures and stuff. This would be a good replacement for Hori. You guys cannot afford a Hori one, like. Not bad. Not a bad test or failed. But I will get this a try out, like test it. I'll test out this controller. Actually not bad at this controller. I actually liked it. Retrobit really did a good job of this replica of a digital controller. Like, now it's called LegacyGC. And here it is, the Retrobit, like, thank you for purchasing. Oh yeah, I'll definitely tag them, alright, because Retrobit is the best. Oh, now you guys can see it now. Retrobit is definitely the best. I do highly recommend for Retrobit. Alright, let's just go ahead and just unbox this controller. I gotta slow down a bit because... Okay, this box is... Yeah, I never actually see this box before. I think it's for, like... They changed the kind of box and stuff. Okay, so... Here it is. Now, they call it V2 for a reason. There's no V1, because I own V1. Yeah, the one Sega Genesis and also the Saturn, I own V1. But they're gonna restock them, which is V2. Okay. I think, like... Here it is. A good box. I think it's like USB. It's like... It comes from, like, USB and stuff. Like... Oh, yeah, it comes from mini USB, but I don't really need those. But, let's see. Because I already have one, like... Yep, here it is. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I love Retrobit. Retrobit's the best. Here are the dongles. Look at that. This one looks pretty similar to the original Genesis, but it says it has 6 buttons. And the only difference is the start button is like on the side instead of like on the bottom, like the top of step. Right? They have L button on. It just feels weird. It's similar to one in the Nintendo Switch Online, like. Okay, so here's extra buttons and stuff like home and select. Let's go and get this a feel. Okay, so the D-pad's not bad. I don't know why people complain that the D-pad's bad. I think the D-pad kind of somewhat improved than the one the Sega Genesis, like the Retrobit one. And 6 buttons. And, the start, I'm gonna have to get used to this. Not bad. It's not bad at all. The D-pad. The D-pad's not that bad. It may not be the same as the original Genesis controller, like, but Retrobit really did a good job. I see some people complaining about, the D-pad is bad and stuff. But you never know until you give it a try. Unless you've been using it for speedrun, like, I heard, like, the D-pad, like, it's not worth, like, the third party... I know that the third party controllers Retrobit, like, Genesis wasn't... Not the same as, at the original Genesis, like... But they tried their best. Retrobit, I've been reviewing Retrobit since 2019, so... I actually love the Retrobit product, so I really don't mind. But I'm glad that they added the extra buttons and stuff. It looks pretty awesome. All right, I'm gonna be back, and then I'll show you the 3 different controller feels, like the difference of controllers. So be right back for a second. Okay, I am back. Now let's compare to, like for this regular Sega Genesis controller, which is a Nintendo Switch version, like you can see the back over here, Nintendo Switch, like Sega. Here it is. The Genesis controller that, from Nintendo Switch, which I have a while ago. This could also play a PC as long as you have an 8-bit DO adapter, like adapter number 2. And here it is. Let's compare, let's hold both of them. Like, they both, oh, sorry, my bad, hold on. They're both pretty similar. Look at that. They look pretty similar, like the three buttons and the 6 buttons. Now the only difference is, like, the center button, like, it's right over there. Now this one, like the D-pad, this one is actually the original feel for the Genesis. And it feels so nice, like the buttons just feel so good. And now the 6 buttons feels good, but the D-pad just feels a little bit different. A little bit different than this one. Like, people say like this is like a cheap plastic, like, worse D-pad, but not really. It may feel like a cheap plastic, but if you played it, if you play it for a while, you'll actually enjoy this controller. Like, yeah, I can feel the button difference, like ABC, XYZ. It's a little bit smaller. I noticed the difference, like this one, like, if you look over here, like ABC and then ABC is like a little bit smaller, and they had to add that, like, pretty similar to this one. Like, this one is custom red. It may not show red on us because, that's how my face cam is. Like, this is one of my favorite controllers just to play, the transparent one, custom red. Like, I love this controller. Like, it's one of my favorites, like the 2.4 gigahertz. Yeah, they make this like on the Big 6, but this one's more bigger, like pretty similar to this one. Like, this controller, it's really nice, and that controller, it's real cool. And it comes like L and R, like, but the L and R just looks so different. It's like L and R. If you notice the difference, L and R, L and R. And let's see, the difference is this one has like a home and also the mode button. But this one has L and R. L and R, pretty similar to one on the Switch. Yeah, the plugs are pretty similar to the Switch, but they changed the charging and stuff. Like the same charger. And it just have a sync button. Wow, this is 2.4 gigabyte. This is like like a Bluetooth and stuff. Now the D-pad, it's pretty similar to like the D-pad. This one, it's pretty much similar to this Big 6, the Genesis controller, but it's actually a good controller. So it doesn't feel too cheap. That's pretty much similar. So we can focus over here, and here's this one. Now this will not replace this one, because I heard this is gonna be restock. It's just gonna be version number 2. It's out of stock for now, but they will put version 2 in the future. You guys still want to go get this one? It's a worth getting a retrobit, like third-party controller. Absolutely, because it's really awesome. Even though it may not feel just like the original D-pad at the Genesis, but I highly recommend getting retrobit, because it's a really good product. I really enjoy their controllers, and I'm looking forward to try their analog at some point. So, like, if they ever release the analog. Anyway, that's just my unboxing video for this controller, which is the LegacyGC. I'm sad that there wasn't a wireless one. Hopefully they'll make the wireless one like in the future, like with the GameCube buttons and stuff. I wasn't able to put this back in the box, so which is a bummer. That's why I prefer the wireless one. But I really want to try this controller, so that I decided to pick up both controllers, like this controller and also the Big 6 Genesis controller. They may not feel the same as the original controller, but like the buttons. But it's my first time, like playing this with a GameCube style. And this could also work in Game Boy Player as well too. Anyway, that's my boxing video for these controllers. I'm gonna go ahead to test some games with this controller and also the Big 6, and I will see you guys there. Okay, so I'm testing out this controller. Like, now I'm using the GameCube. Like, for some reason my 8-bit Dreambox doesn't work at this one, but I tested out this one. You see the Game Boy games. Unfortunately, for some reason, the these buttons do not work at this one, like, because it does recognize as a GameCube controller. So I tried to do different buttons. I think it's only exclusively like if you're playing this on on the Game Boy Player and also with the GameCube and stuff. Like if you want to play this on Game Boy Player, but I think it will work at emulation. Like if I play this one, like this controller on an emulation, I'll probably use this through future emulation. But I probably won't play this, through my Switch, unfortunately, because I definitely need the right button and stuff. Okay, so let's put the classic. Now, I'm going to show you guys a difference, like, before I move on. Like, see, there's different filters. Like, you could put Game Boy Pocket, and Game Boy Color. Alright, we'll just go ahead and start this one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just change the screen. Just give me a moment. Okay, let me just go ahead, just put my face kind of, up. There we go. Yeah, just you guys can see me for first time, like adjusting this one. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna worry about this one for now, so I'll leave it just the way it is. Okay, first things first, let's go show up the first level. We'll play 2 levels of this one. Yeah, I'm gonna play the original green, like the original Game Boy version. Yeah, I'd say this controller just feels so good. So I'm gonna test this to emulation, in the future, like. Well, I'll test it through my emulation, but I'm afraid I cannot use this controller to play this on the Switch, unfortunately. This would have been a good controller to play on the Switch, but that's okay. I got Retro Fighters Battle GC and also Blade GC, and it works really good. I can press the run buttons, but this one, nope, it does not work on like on Switch, unfortunately. Only the buttons work, but unfortunately you can't rewind or you can't get off the stage. Because I tried already. I just hope RetroBit could make this a wireless one, so that way I can review this controller with wireless in the future. Yeah, the only difference is there is no control, Nintendo didn't do this. They didn't add a controller, port. If you see my Mii, like, no controller. Which is kind of a bummer. But I'm really sad about it, so. But it is what it is. This controller feels not bad. Okay, first is first. Let's find what's reward. Woods. Right. Oh, I love this stage. Yeah, this is one of the shortest Kirby games. Like, I did an LP this one, but it's shorter. And also I did live stream this one, which is a DX. Well, not the best Kirby game because this is the only Kirby game Kirby doesn't power up. It's like nostalgia, like original Kirby style. If you want to play the color version, yeah, there is a you could make this a color version. It's like I'm playing the original Game Boy. Ah, dang it! I hit it wrong. Ah, did I just eat the ghost or something? Fire! Boom, 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 boom! Throwing the brat! It's lo lo lo, la la la. Ah, I'm screwed. There we go. Alright. Alright, so that's the controller. I'm gonna go ahead and test the next controller. Okay, I am here. Now I'm testing out the Big 6 controller. Like, let's see how this goes. Like, it took me a while just to sync this, but now I could just press the start, rewind buttons. Like, for Z and C, like, unlike my my Legacy GC, which is recognizes the GameCube controller. Alright, I'm gonna play my favorite game of all time, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Just at least one level. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just change the screens. Okay, it doesn't fit right, but Alright, so yeah, it doesn't show, you know, my Genesis logo. Now, I forgot to mention, like, I did not get the Japan version of this, 6 buttons, like the smaller one, like the Mega Drive. But it's about... But it's gonna be just as good as the one, like, the Nintendo Switch one, like, the D-pad stuff. Since they have a different D-pad in the retro bit than the one, like, the retro bit, like, is different D-pad than the one in the original Genesis. Like, I bet the D-pad would be just as good with 6 buttons. Okay, first is first, let me go just, I just want to play Sonic alone. Ah, dang it. I'm gonna go ahead and just rewind this and try it. Messed up this one. Yeah, I played this in Sonic Origins, like, it's really awesome. Okay, so the control feels not bad. I should just showcase Sonic Mania, but that's okay. So yeah, let's go for Nostalgia. Yeah, the classic Sega Genesis. Okay, let's get the special stages. Like classic style. The Origin one, you know, like, it's more cleaner. Whoops. I'll get 130 rings. There we go. We're good nostalgia on this one. Okay, so I think this is one time, but I'm just gonna go and just play the level because... So that I can go and wrap up the video. We'll stop to the first Eggman boss. Cause yeah. But I really live streamed this game like last year, like the Origins version. Ah, dang it. That's okay. Still my favorite game of all time, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Okay, the best boss theme song. There we go. And that's about it. Alright, let's go ahead and over here. And I'll give you my final thoughts about the controllers. So my final thoughts about these both controllers. This one's actually a good controller, but I kind of wish it works in the GameCube adapter. It does not recognize properly to rewind and stuff. I think I could try this on emulation, when I play emulators, But I actually enjoyed this controller. I like the feel of the D-pad and stuff. I never tried a Hori version, and I never tried a replica of the Hori version digital controller. I'd say this is actually a good controller, to play. Retrobit really did a good job, to make a replica of the digital controller. This is good for the GameCube and Game Boy player. And as for Big 6, it's a really good controller. Big controller similar to the original Genesis. It's that people complain about the D-pad, it doesn't feel like the original Genesis. But I actually enjoy this controller. This controller is really, really good for if you want to play some Genesis games and stuff. Do I highly recommend getting Retrobit? Absolutely, because Retrobit is really amazing. But anyway, that's my gameplay of these Bopa controllers. Hope you guys enjoyed my unboxing video. Thank you guys so much for watching my my unboxing video for the controller review. Subscribe for more of my feature content. Follow me on Twitter, Turnbo, TikTok, and also follow me on Twitch since I've been streaming more feature gaming on my Twitch channel. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This is JS Games, and I'll see you guys later.